Good morning, dear children. I hope you all are fine and safe at home. Dear children, in the previous class, we have studied about the sentence. What is a sentence? Group of words which makes a complete sense are called sentence. And then we studied that every sentence is having two parts. The first one is subject and the second one is predicate. About what we speak in a sentence is the subject, and whatever we speak about that subject is the predicate. And then we studied about the phrase. Phrase is also a group of words, but it does not make a complete sense. It makes a partial sense. It gives us some idea, but it does not give a complete sense. Phrase is a part of the sentence. Then now, dear children, we are going to study the new topic of the same chapter, that is objects of the verb. Objects of the verb. Dear children, objects complete the meaning of the sentence when a particular type of verb is used. Object helps the verb to complete its meaning. We'll study through the example. Clear? I write the example here on the board. Radha Rani plays cricket. Clear? Can you recognize what is the subject in this sentence? Yes, Radha Rani is the subject. What is the verb? The predicate is plays cricket. Okay? And what is the verb in this? Plays is a verb. Clear? If I just hide this word cricket from here, I just say Radha Rani plays. Do we get the complete meaning of this? No. The word cricket is helping the verb to complete its meaning. Radha Rani plays cricket. So, dear children, there are certain rules to find out an object in a sentence. What is the object of the verb? There are certain rules. First of all, you should know these rules. I will tell you step by step how to find out an object in a sentence. Clear? So, when you will be knowing about the object, then only you can say your verb is transitive or intransitive. That we'll study later on about the transitive and intransitive verbs, okay? But at present, I will tell you how to find out an object in a sentence. What is the object of the verb? How to find out that? Dear children, the first step. First of all, you should know what is the subject in the sentence. Then you should know what is the verb in a sentence. Clear? It should be very clear to you what is the subject and what is the verb in the sentence. And then after the verb, you should ask question what or whom. Soon after the verb, you should ask the questions what or whom. Clear? Radha Rani plays what? What do we get the answer? What is the answer? Radha Rani plays what? Cricket. Radha Rani plays cricket. So cricket is the answer. Clear? If you do not know the verb in a sentence, you will not be able to find out its object. Clear? You should know the subject and then you should know the verb. And second step, I told you, we ask the question what or whom soon after the verb. Here we have asked the question Radha Rani plays what? We got the answer. If I ask the question Radha Rani plays whom? We do not getting any answer here, then leave it. Clear? So, after finding out the answer of what or whom, the third step is, usually our answer of what or whom is the object, but before finalizing it as an object, before declaring it as an object, we have to follow one more step. What is that? You should compare your answer with the subject. You should compare your answer with the subject. If it is completely different from the subject, we say it is an object. If it is something similar to the subject, we do not call it an object. Clear? Now let's compare our answer with the subject. Cricket is the name of a game. Radharani is the name of a person. So we can see here our answer of what and the subject are completely different. So we can say that cricket is the object of the verb in this sentence. Sometimes we get the answer of what or whom, but when we compare it with the subject, we find that the answer of what or whom is exactly the same as the subject. In that case, we don't call it an object of the verb, but we call it a complement. Let's try to understand through the example. If I write here on the board, the peacock is our national bird. Got it? What is the subject, dear children, in this sentence? The subject is the peacock. Second thing to find out, what is the verb in this sentence? The verb is. Now, the next thing is to ask the question what or whom after the verb. After the verb, we ask the question what or whom. Okay, let us ask the question. The peacock is what? The peacock is what? We get the answer, our national bird. Peacock is what? The peacock is what? Our national bird. Now I told you, the next step is to compare your answer with the subject. What is the subject? Peacock. Okay, dear children, our national bird and peacock. If I say our national bird, automatically the image of a peacock will come in your mind. If I say peacock, you know it's our national bird. So we can see here our answer and the subject both are similar. Both are same. Clear? In that case, we do not call it an object. It's not an object. What is it? It is a complement. Complement means group of words which are helping the verb to complete its meaning. If I hide the words in this sentence, our national bird, if I erase from here, I say only the peacock is. Will you get the complete meaning? No, we won't get the complete meaning. So these words, additional words, are giving the complete sense. Clear? So we can say our answer of what is not the object, but it is a complement. Clear? Now, dear children, one more thing I would like to introduce you here, though it's not in your topic, but still I want to tell you. We studied about the object. Dear children, sometimes we can get answer of what or whom both, and both the answers may be different from the subject. So in that case, one object is the direct object and another one is the indirect object. Let's try to understand through the example. My grandmother told me a story. My grandmother told me a story. Can you recognize the subject in this sentence? Yes, my grandmother is the subject. What is the verb? Told. Told is a verb. Now next step is to ask question of what or whom after the verb. If I ask question what after the verb, my grandmother told what? My grandmother told what? A story. If I ask the question of whom, my grandmother told whom? Answer we get me. Clear? Now we can see here in this sentence we can get the answer of what or whom? Both. Got it? Now the next step is to compare your answers with the subject. Subject is grandmother. Now let's compare story. Story and grandmother. Are they similar? No. They both are completely different. Then me and grandmother. Me and my grandmother can be same? No. Both are different. Clear? So we can see here our answer of what and whom are different from the subject. So we can call them objects. But here we are having two objects. So dear children, usually the answer of what is the direct object and answer of whom is indirect object. Clear? We say direct object and indirect object only in case when we are having answer of what or whom both. Clear? If we are having only one answer, in that case we don't say it is direct or indirect object. What we say? We just call it an object. Clear? So dear children, I hope the steps of finding out an object are clear to you all. Go through here, so many sentences are given on page number 7. You just try to solve them. Here the table is given. Find out the subject first of all, then find out the verb, and then find out the object of the verb. Almost in all these sentences you can, I hope you will get only one object. Clear? So just for introduction I explained you what is direct and indirect object. Clear? Because later on when you will be solving transitive and intransitive verbs, that time you may get both kind of objects. Clear? So once again I will repeat you, revise the steps. First of all, find out the subject, find out the verb. Clear? Second step is to ask question what or whom after the verb. Third step is to compare your answer of what or whom with the subject. If it is similar to the subject, it is not an object. If your answers are completely different from the subject, your answers are objects. If there is only one answer, you will say it's an object. If you get two answers, answer of what and whom both, usually the answer of what is a direct object and answer of whom is an indirect object. So dear children, here 8 sentences are given on page number 7 related to this topic. Try to solve them by yourself. Thank you.